We have we need an opinion.
Oh yeah, honestly.
Or some guidance. We're struggling in those third quarters. How do you get your team to be more locked in or sense of urgency in the third quarter? Because we're struggling with that.
We are.
And I was how do you teach that? Because it's not we're warming up. It's not we're not warming up. How do you
So I was actually
reel
going to
that
ask
in?
that. So one of the things that who knows what year it was that we did, it was all right, we got to get out there 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was a
We tried
grind
that.
because people always last minute have to pee, always last minute have to go get a snack. But we were we got to get out there by 5 minutes. So we and we would do layup lines.
Yeah.
We do
I don't know.
3:30.
I don't
Do you
know.
think that do you think that itself helps?
I don't know.
So we got to do
I feel
5 minutes. We're
everything
doing
is
4 minutes, so we got to do 5.
4 minutes. Okay.
A minute.
I think everything is mental.
Yeah.
So you probably just have to figure out try new things, try different things
Yeah.
and see what works. Cause the truth is it's mental. Maybe
Yeah.
it's, hey guys, for the first 2 minutes, go crazy on defense. Get exhausted.
I was gonna suggest that we just fucking trap everything for 2 minutes just to
Yeah.
I'm telling our secrets, but
No, I mean,
to just have set the
Yeah,
tone
turn it
of
up.
just aggressiveness. Yeah.
one of our coaches made a good point. It's we're not a bad defensive team. We're a good defensive team. It's just we piece together 4 great possessions in a row, and then we fall off really quickly. And I feel it's that communication, really reminding each other, okay, hey, I got your help on this one. Hey, let's continue to keep this momentum. But it's hard. I mean, we're all new to playing with each other too, so we're still figuring it out.
Yeah. You got to have a lot of understanding for that. You could always do the old 3 scores, 3 stops, or score stop.
we do that.
You could try to do that and then tell your coaches, put some money on it.
Yeah, we did. We
That
did a
never
little
hurts.
side. We did a little side bet one game. We were playing Chicago, and we know Angel likes to get offensive board, so he's first person that gives up the O board has to tell a coach that they talk too much.
And who was it?
It was me. So
Dang.
we're up that game, we're in halftime, and the coach I was gonna say it to didn't talk at halftime. So I was fuck.
He was well, what did I do? Poor Mike.
I was you got anything to say? You talk too much.
You played it off well.
Yeah, I did play it off well.
Whatever.
But I think the side bets are fun.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about the one where it walked into
Kelsey?
film.
Yeah, you tell that one.
No, you tell it.
Okay, so you know how Kelsey likes to she's all right, we're gonna do this. She likes to make games out of stuff. So we were all walking into film, and she's the first person to break silence in film. If you can't answer to anybody, don't
you
make
can't say
a peep.
hi.
Yeah.
You can't chuckle.
The first person to make a noise has to pay for the first team meal. And she already, we all walk in. It kind of
No, it got weird. It got awkward
because it got really awkward.
Everybody walks in, you're normally So people are what's up? We're head nodding.
I was just eating my breakfast head down.
Everybody had to have their face down because they were just trying not to laugh.
I had to put my
And
shirt
then coach
over
is
my face.
what do we think about the last game? And it's just silent. And her eyes just go and then Kelsey just bust out laughing.
Yeah, so Kelsey's got to pay.
Yeah. And she's
So Kelsey's got to pay?
Yeah.
Kelsey's got to pay.
Kelsey's got to
But
pay.
the side bets are fun.
That's fair.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out though. I mean, it's hard. Our team, we still have a lot of the same pieces, but we added a lot of new pieces. So we're figuring it out. And when I'm back, hopefully the one thing I can do is add some defensive.
Don't you start.
What episode was it? When we had Deja on, we were talking about just my opinion was that I think now rosters need to be expanded before, we add any more expansion teams. We've had, 3 people out, now we're at 10 people. It puts a lot of strain on, people that are signed to hardships, all of that. So how do you think expanding rosters could impact player development, team chemistry, and the overall competitiveness of the W?
Do you think that? Do you agree with that?
Cam, Megan and I talked about it on our podcast right after you said
know. It made me feel really good about myself, to be honest. It's I said something of substance.
I agree and I disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on both sides in a sense, but like on its face, yeah, WNBA teams need more roster spots for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I even said it on there. It's like, you guys have been on the teams that have dropped to 9 and you can't even do layup lines normal. You can't scrimmage on the road. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'm with you that we need to do it. It's just the trade-offs make it trickier, because I know like in our last CBA, the CBAs before that, I didn't want to give up money for a 13th spot, because once you start adding players, everybody has to give up a little bit of money. So that's where it gets a little tricky. But I actually think the teams expanding helps player development more, to be honest, because like, look at the Valkyries, right? So like those 12 players, they're going to get more run than if they wouldn't literally be the 12th player on any of these WNBA teams. Don't take that literally. Those players would be playing also, but you get what I'm saying. Like they would get less playing time. So I think more teams does help the issue of player development. But teams need an extra spot or two, because we see it every year. Every year, some team gets hit with injuries and it becomes a whole big thing. So that the league needs to, in the CBA negotiations, I think the players and the league will probably talk about that. Hopefully they land somewhere.
Yeah. What do you think?
I agree. I see both sides.
Yeah. I think it's crazy how people are like, well, just add a development league. I'm like, are you crazy?
Now we have AU and Unrivaled. And I mean, it's kind of seems like the players that did Unrivaled and even AU, it's like translating a little bit more.
I think everyone that's been a part of that has improved. I mean, it makes like you're getting more runs. Like,
but we'll see about maybe the fatigue aspect of it, kind of similarly to going overseas, obviously.
I'm curious, like something I'm noticing is like different from, and I'm actually curious what you guys think, like different from like 15 years ago, like a while ago, like way back. It was like top picks were having instant impact in terms of like, they'd be WNBA first teamers. And don't get me wrong, we saw Caitlin do that last year. But I feel like we're seeing so many more stories of players that in year 4 or 5, then they start to hit. Like 3, 4, 5. It just takes a couple of years. Do you like, what is that? I'm always like curious. I'm like, is college different? Is the league better?
I think there's just certain generational players. Like, I mean, Caitlin, I would say before that with Asia. Yeah, you just kind of, I don't think it's every year that's going to happen, because those players don't kind of come around every single year. But yeah, I think it's just more about the particular player.
Yeah, you're right. Like it takes 4 or 5 years. Like it does take a lot of time to adjust to the physicality and the schedule and, you know, just how the league is. I mean, in college, like everything's done for you, and the style of play, like at Stanford, like I rarely set a on-ball screen. Like I was talking.
That's crazy.
I was talking with Reagan, our GM, about that the other day. Like I was only in drop coverage. Like there's just
I remember
so
camp
many.
last year.
Yeah, like I was only in drop. They were like, Cameron, get the fuck up to touch. Like, and I was like, I don't know what that means. I have learned so much, you know, sitting and observing. There's something like about knowing that you're not going into a game. Like I feel like you just absorb so much more about the game and what's the nuances. But yeah, I think it's going to take me a couple more years to really get my footing. So yeah, I really think, the league is no joke. It is no joke.